Alright, in this video we're going to look at the parallax scrolling background that you can make in KLWP, and here's an example. This example that you see here is a project that I made in Affinity Designer using the Affinity Designer workbook. This is all original creation, of course, using guidelines from the workbook itself. But if I scroll my wallpaper, notice this is called the Whittler. He's sitting there in the forest, but the foreground, the black that you see, is moving a little bit faster than the stuff in the background. And it's all about arranging this stuff in layers to give it that motion. It looks a little bit, I don't know, not as smooth on the computer screen here, but on my device, it's a really smooth animation as I scroll through my pages. Now I'm using 5 pages in KLWP and 5 pages on my Nova launcher. But what I want you to notice here is the background, this tree back here in the back, it does not move much at all. Whereas the black trees, the black foreground moves quite a bit faster, and that's what parallax is about. The things in the background, you want them to move slower than the things you have in the foreground. And every layer that I have in here is moving at a different speed. Even this layer here, the layer where the robot is actually sitting on some stuff, you know, this little layer here, and then this black foreground, they're all moving at different speeds. The closer you get to the front, you want that layer to move faster. So this is the project in Affinity Designer, and if I start cutting off some of these layers, for example the canvas, that's going to take away some of the darkness. The background, you're going to see the back trees disappear. The midground, that's going to be that other layer of trees. And then we have the robot, and technically the layer with the robot, those 2 layers right there, they could be on the same layer because they are going to be animating the same speed since the robot is actually sitting on that layer, or a part of that layer if you will. And then we have a beam. Of course, the beam you can't really see because I've hidden everything else. But then we have the foreground. That foreground, that one right there, is the one that I want to move the fastest because that's the one that's closest to you. And the way this works is if you're driving in your car and you look out the window, the things that are immediately close to you beside your vehicle are going to move by you a lot faster than things that are off in the distance. That's the whole idea of parallax. It gives the sense of depth to a image. So now if I cut some of these back on, I'm going to cut everything back on except for the beam. And now if I cut that beam on, hopefully you can see a little bit of an effect. It's like a little ray of light coming in right there. Now in Affinity Designer, here's the trick that I use to get each individual image. In Affinity Designer, we can take these layers that we have and you can create slices of each individual piece. Notice the foreground that I'm just going to display and hide right there. You know, the foreground, I can create a slice of that foreground, and when I scroll out, this is the actual size of that image. And if I clip this, or not clip it, but if I snap it to the actual size of the whole image itself, this is a 6,000 by 4,000 PNG, but I can actually export it as a SVG as well, and that's what I did to save file size. And regardless of how big something is, for example, let's take the robot. If I go to the robot layer and I click create slice, even though the robot's really small, I still want to make this image, when I export it, I still want it to be the same size, 6,000 by 4,000. By me doing that, by me making all of these images 6,000 by 4,000, that's going to line everything up perfectly. Now, that's not going to make the robot bigger. It's just going to export the robot with completely transparent background everywhere else. So when I export the robot slice that I have right here, it's going to be this size, but the robot's only going to take up that part of the picture and everything else is going to be transparent. The reason why I do this is that when I put this in KLWP, when I adjust all of these sizes and make them all the same size, every single layer of this image is going to line up perfectly. So when I export each individual layer, there's that background layer, and then we have the beam, we have the canvas that gives it that dark look, we have the foreground, we have the layer with the robot, and then the robot's going to be sitting right here. And again, I could have put these 2 on the same image, but I just went ahead and exported them as separate pieces. And then we have the midground. So we have all of these different images that if we layer them correctly in KLWP, it will allow us to scroll each image at a different speed given that parallax effect. One thing to note here, all of these images are relatively small, especially since I'm exporting them as SVG files. If I chose to use PNG, some of these files would be, I think one of them ended up being like 8 megabytes, which causes it to load slower. So SVG is definitely the way to go when you're creating these individual layers to your piece. And once I have all those layers saved, I go ahead and shoot them on over to my device. I import each one of these as a bitmap global in KLWP. And then I also go ahead and add a number global variable for speed, because if I keep this somewhat consistent, I find that it works relatively nice. If I just, set the background, the very back layer, I set it to the slowest one, and then I just multiply by some number. In this case, I'm gonna multiply by 10. So it's gonna be a proportion here. This front one is going to be however many times as fast as the background one, depending on how many layers I have. And I can easily adjust this. Like right now I'm scrolling and you can see how the front layer is moving faster than that background layer. This tree, this black tree you see in the front, I mean, we can see almost the entire trunk here. Then if I go over 2 screens, that's gone. Yet this tree back here in the back, this one with this 3 leaves, has barely moved. So that's the whole idea there. Heading on over to items, I want to layer these in the same order that I had them inside of Affinity Designer. So the foreground is going to be in the front. The canvas, I can actually move this to the front or the back. It's not going to change too much, but notice I do have the background layer. That's the one with the tree with the 3 leaves back there. That one's in the very back. So layering is important. For example, if I take the foreground and if I drag this up here, let's put it behind or at the very top of this thing, the foreground is going to disappear. I want that to be in the front, the foreground, so I want that one at the bottom of this list of layers here, which is technically going to put it up front. So you saw it pop back up. And then inside of each piece, let's go to the canvas. The canvas, I don't have it animating at all. I just kind of have it staying still, but the background, the one with the 3 leaves right here, is the first one that I have animating. I have it based off of a BG scroll. I didn't change any of the settings here except for the speed. I have it GV speed times 1. Right now I have GV speed set to 10, so 10 times 1 is 10. The angle, I have it set to 0. That's what's going to help it move left and right as I scroll from left to right. And again, I do have 5 screens on my custom live wallpaper. This works just fine with 2, or you can even incorporate the gyroscope. I'll probably do a tutorial later on incorporating the gyroscope with parallax background, but I really like this parallax scrolling background effect as well. So that was the background, and then if I go to the mid layer, the midground, or whatever I called it, if I go to its animation, BG scroll, same stuff, but then since that's 1 layer in front of the background, I'm going to take GV speed times 2. So 10 times 2 gives us 20. And this pattern continues on all the way up to my foreground layer. One thing to mention here, if you are using vector graphics, make sure to set your mode to vector SVG. And I'm picking these global images. These are those names that I gave them back as the bitmap globals. Other things to point out too for these images, notice all of their widths are the same. I have it set to 2220 in this case is the height of my screen on my Galaxy Note 8. I don't have it set to, I think I have it set to full HD, not the QXHD or whatever, but just adjust the size of that image. I have each image positioned at the top of the screen. Adjust it so that it fills up the entire screen, or however big you want it to be. But again, even the robot, this tiny little thing right here, it still has the same width as all of the images. And that's about you exporting those individual layers like I did in Affinity Designer, exporting each layer as the same size, but it's still keeping each image that you export in proportion to the entire image. I hope that makes sense. And there you have it, a parallax scrolling background. And again, this does not look very smooth on the computer screen, but in reality on my device, it really is a nice effect to my custom live wallpaper. And that's it for this video. I hope it helped.